Good morning, El Paso.
Mr. Trump goes to Mexico. I'm ABC's Kenneth Moten. Coming up, the details of Donald Trump's surprise trip south of the border, hours before he delivers a major speech on immigration.
The public face of ISIS is dead, plus why one top U.S. general is saying the Islamic State group is losing its influence.
And new this morning, we're getting our first look at what's going up in place of the old dorms that were torn down last year at Utah.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
It was a damp start to the day in the borderland.
This is video of Mesa Street in West El Paso yesterday morning. The rain then stuck around for most of the afternoon.
We are still under an ABC 7 first alert today because the clouds could bring us more rain. A very good morning to El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm FLoren. Good morning, everyone. Starting off the day with that great news there. We could still be trying to reach that. We're still in a deficit for all the rain that we've received this year.
Yeah, we really are. And so we can take any rain we can get as long as it's not too severe, Nicole.
Oh, I agree with you, but we always have to think about the possibility of heavy rain bringing flooding for some locations. That's why the first alert is in effect. But we are in for a nice start to your morning, El Paso and Las Cruces, with cooler temperatures, and our temperatures will also run below average for this afternoon. Rain chances will increase by 9 o'clock to 20%. For the entire region, we have that chance for scattered showers in the forecast for today. But again, the main issues will be the isolated flooding for some locations. Plus, it will be humid and cloudy skies is what you can expect. Clouds and radar showing us that most of the moisture is towards our south, towards our south and out towards the west. Coming up at 6:07 with your weather and traffic on the 7s, we're going to take a look at your ABC 7 WeatherNet site temperatures to get you out the door, your day planner for the school day as you get the kids ready, and the region temperatures. That's coming up. Stephanie?
All right, thank you, Nicole. New this morning, Donald Trump is traveling to Mexico. The GOP nominee accepted an invite from the country's president to meet privately. It's all happening just hours before Trump delivers a much anticipated speech to clarify his shifting stance on his core campaign message, immigration. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the details from Washington. It's your voice, your vote.
This morning, Donald Trump is heading south of the border, the same one where he plans to build that wall.
We are also going to secure our border.
Overnight, Trump rallied in Washington state, but today the man who climbed to the top of the GOP ladder on a plan of mass deportations of Mexicans.
They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
Will meet privately with Mexican President Enrique Pena Nieto. Nieto has been critical of Trump, comparing him to Hitler. And that promise to make Mexico pay for that wall riled up Mexican leaders like former President Vicente Fox on Fusion.
I'm not going to pay for that wall.
Trump's visit is happening just hours before he travels to Arizona to clarify his stance on immigration. A plan Trump's son told CNN is not shifting or softening.
His policy has been the same for the last 6, 7, 8 months.
The Hillary Clinton campaign response? What ultimately matters is what Donald Trump says to voters in Arizona, not Mexico, and whether he remains committed to the splitting up of families and deportation of millions. Clinton raked in $12 million on a 3-day fundraising swing in the Hamptons. Now more email fallout. The State Department says about 30 emails related to the Benghazi attacks were recovered during the FBI's investigation into the former Secretary of State's private email server. Clinton may have already turned over some or all of those emails initially, but the State Department says it will need time to review them. Like Trump, Clinton was also invited to meet with Mexico's president. Her campaign says she looks forward to it at the appropriate time. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
To some election results now from last night. A couple of familiar faces picking up political victories in Florida. Senator Marco Rubio, a former Republican presidential hopeful, won his party's Senate primary. Rubio will now face off against Democratic Representative Patrick Murphy in November. Also in Florida, Democratic Rep. Debbie Wasserman Schultz beating challenger Tim Canova. Canova is a law professor and was supported by Bernie Sanders. And in Arizona, Republican Senator John McCain defeating conservative Kelly Ward.
The most prominent public face of ISIS has been killed. That's according to the terror group. The Pentagon confirms a coalition airstrike targeted Abu Muhammad al-Adnani, but Western officials have been unable to independently confirm his death. Adnani has been on the U.S. radar for more than a decade, having been captured by U.S. troops in Iraq fighting with al-Qaeda. The day Adnani's death was announced, The top U.S. general fighting ISIS said the terror group may be losing its influence.
Some of what we saw in the Manbij fight was direction from Baghdadi to his fighters to fight to the death. Obviously they didn't, so they didn't follow his direction.
ISIS has said it is determined to seek revenge.
New this morning, UTEP calls it an innovative and critical space for research. The university is making way now for a new facility on campus. It's pretty exciting. Good morning, El Paso's Denise Olivas is live to explain. Denise?
Good morning. UTEP's interdisciplinary research building will be for everyone on campus, faculty, staff, and students, no matter what they are studying. And it'll be located right here behind me right now. It is an empty lot that was also, there were two buildings there that were there before that were knocked down last year, but soon it'll be something completely different. University officials have already created a website to keep the community up to date on the new project. And here's our first look at what the building will look like. These renderings available also on the project's website. UTEP says the new $85 million facility will elevate UTEP's research and training enterprise to a new level. What will be the 150,000 square foot building was approved by the Texas legislature last year. The building will not be used by just one field of study. Instead, it is meant to be used by all the departments and colleges on campus. But to make room for the building, UTEP did have to knock down a Burgess and Berry halls last year. This is file video of the demolition, and the buildings had been part of the university landscape for more than 40 years, but of course now they are making room for what is expected to be a state-of-the-art facility. And coming up in our next half hour, we'll talk about when that building is expected to start the groundbreaking and when crews are supposed to begin constructing it. For now, we are live in West El Paso at UTEP. Denise Olivas, ABC 7.
The number of international students studying in Texas has increased. According to a report released by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, there are more than 81,000 international students in the state. That's a more than 7% increase from last year. Texas is also home to the most international students from Africa and North America.
And now 6:07 weather and traffic on the 7s with Nicole.
And she's standing by with a look at our forecast. Hi, Nicole.
Good morning. Here's a look at your ABC 7 weather and outside temperatures. In East El Paso, Mountainwood High School, 70 degrees. If you live in that area, you get a feel for what it feels like outside. Loma Terrace, 70 degrees. We're also in the 70s at Presa Elementary School. Doppler radar showing us currently it is dry in El Paso. We do have some light showers around Deming and Columbus, but for the most part, only a slight chance for showers to start off the morning. As you get the kids ready for school, they may need a light jacket. It is cooler in some spots. Around lunchtime, 78 degrees with increased rain chances at 40%. And by the end of the school day, 81 degrees. Currently, El Paso, we're at 70 at the El Paso Airport. Mostly cloudy skies. Cooler in Ruidoso at 57. We're at 62 in Silver City and 68 in Deming. Coming up in your full forecast, it will be cloudy and cooler today. We'll take a look at the latest Future Track computer model and get the timing of when the storms should start to move in. Also let you know if it will affect your weekend plans. That's coming up. Mauricio?
Hi, Nicole. Good morning. Well, we're tracking clear roadways right now across El Paso. No major delays or incidents going on. But we are seeing a tiny bit of a slowdown heading westbound right now on Trans Mountain, looking at speeds of 27 miles per hour as you start to head up the mountain. Nothing too major going on, though. I'll be sure to keep an eye on this. As soon as that does clear up, I'll let you know. Good morning to you, Las Cruces. 66 miles per hour right now on I-10 heading west. 75 if you're heading east towards El Paso, so a little fast. And 51 miles per hour right now on I-25. And I can also tell you Highway 70 east of Las Cruces will remain open all day, so no issues going on currently in El Paso or Las Cruces, but overnight we are looking at some closures, and I'll have those details coming up at 6:17.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, Mauricio.
And we have much more to come here on Good Morning El Paso.
Residents in one part of the nation bracing for what could be the first hurricane to make landfall in decades.
Plus, two homes in the same area of central El Paso up in flames within minutes of one another. The latest on the investigation. It is 6:09 and this is ABC 7, where news comes first.
You're watching ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso with Hillary FLoren, Stephanie Valle, and live reports from Denise Olivas.